Hi everyone. Today we're going to do some fun stuff in the garden. I have my Farmer's Defense sleeves on, which are really great because I'm going to be working on the star jasmine espalier, and it has a milky substance to it that irritates my skin. So thank you, Farmer's Defense, for sending these out, and there's a link. Anyway, just a little side note. Look at how pretty these pinks look together. So pretty. Okay, I got to stay focused. We'll talk about that later. Coming to the star jasmine espalier. So if you can zoom in a little bit closer, I should put a mic on my husband so that we can hear his funny little commentaries. Anyways, most of the flowers the blooms are done. And so I do take a leaf blower and I blow all of them off, but I'll do that at the end. Anyway, these are starting to, they're done. So I want to cut it back so I can see the pretty tailored form of the espalier, what we'd worked on. So I'm going to grab my gloves, come with me. Well, and then we'll start pruning it all the way down. I'm not taking everything off. I'm going to leave the top on so that it stays a little fluffier with there's still some blooms on there. I want to keep them, but we'll be working mainly to reshape it. So let me grab my gloves and I'll show you what I do. Getting on the gloves, get dive bombed by a bunch of hummingbirds. Oh, there's a butterfly. But we'll get dive bombed by hummingbirds here shortly. So hold one moment. I do like to, this is my tip, I like to keep a bucket with me so I can just load it as I go. All right, so when I come in, I'm not shearing everything off. I'm going to just cut back carefully. I'm gonna take my time a little bit here. And honey, come in here and zoom in just a little bit so I can show what I'm gonna do. So let me find a spot that's good. So like this right here, for example, when I cut it, I like to leave at least a couple leaves left. Can you get in there? Is it too dark? Let's see if I go like this. I like to leave a couple leaves on. I've been doing this for, what is this, about 4 or 5 years now this has been up here. Started out real small and it's just growing and growing. Some people have concerns that it's going to ruin our fence, and what will we do? I think I've answered all those questions, but let me answer that again. This is the espalier vines are not, they don't have roots or suckers that attach to the fence. We just have them on wire and it's loose onto the fence, but it's anchored with screws right here. I'm so sorry, excuse my voice, but it's anchored here with screws. So we didn't do,
can't find it.
I don't even think we can see the screw. That's it right there. There's a screw in there. We didn't do the eye hooks because if you were to twist the eye hook, it would continue to twist the wire and wouldn't be able to get it out. So if we needed to remove the espalier, we could unscrew all the points, lay the espalier down, paint or repair the fence, and then carefully screw them all back up. It's a task that I don't think we ever have to deal with, not in our growing zone.
Well, that's what we did when we stained.
That's what we did when we stained the fence. Yes, true. Okay, so getting back to, I get sidetracked real easy, everybody, so bear with me here. So I'm just coming in and just gonna trim it back. I've been doing this for quite some time, so it's gonna be just fine, whether I do it perfect or not. But okay, so here's, I've got an opening now. So come in close right here. See where I have some leaves coming out right on that stem? I'll do that. I'm gonna leave this flower, but I'll like to leave like at least a couple leaves. That one will have to come off. And I might have to come back in later and retrim this another time, but for now I do want to take some of the weight off. See how I have a branch right here? Now I could wind that in there or wrap it in there, but I think I have enough growth on there, enough vine growing the green leaves that I don't have to keep winding anymore in there. Like for example, look at how long these guys are. I'm just going to cut them back so that they'll just produce green leaves for me. This one right here, Look at this long one. See, now this is where if you have a bare spot in your espalier on the wire, this would be one of those great vines to just continue to wind on there, but I don't need it, so off it goes. Okay, just coming in, doing a trim. Now it's real sticky, so my blades get dirty, and I should have brought like a damp cloth to wipe them off. So just going through. Oh, this is a nice long one too, but I don't need it. Not on this section. I know that there's a couple other sections that could really use it. Onto that. No, that one, look at how thick these branches are. Maybe. Think. Oh, oh, it was a leaf. I thought it was a spider. Okay, so much for the bucket. I do that when I have smaller jobs, but this one is just going to have to get the dustpan and clean it up. So come in here. This is a sample where I'm going to weave these guys right back in here. So I'll take that longer branch and just tuck it up and over so that it continue to grow its length. And same with this one. That'll fill that in and give that wire a little more strength. You never know if a spider is going to fall on you, so you got to be careful wearing your gloves. Okay, I had to take a little bit of a break to clean off my Felgos because it's really, like I said, it's got that milky substance and everything is sticking to it. So now we'll put my husband to the work. Let's let him have a try. Okay, so I've put my husband to work, to task here, which is very kind of him to help out. Here's a bucket. It's his birthday and Father's Day weekend, so isn't that nice of him to help?
Yep, I was at Home Depot and there was a 2 5-gallon pails of stain that was returned. It was on clearance. So I didn't pick out the color. I just grabbed it because it was super cheap. And I didn't want them just to throw it away when I could use it on the fence.
He doesn't mean cheap, he means inexpensive. After I trim my espalier, now I'm sorry I lost audio here. After I trim my espalier, I like to use my leaf blower just to blow off any of the dead blooms or any extra leaves that have been stuck in the branches. So I'm so sorry I lost audio here, but what I wanted to say is I'll see you next time, and that's just how I do it.